All right, guys. Let's dig in.
Oh. Fortnite Star Wars season is failing. Like, here's the player count on Chapter 6 launch, then Season 2, and now we're seeing 50% players less. Today, I want to learn why. From items being useless.
So my prediction is... Does this not happen every season? Does this not happen with every event? Like, people come in hot and heavy, and then they just dip out? I can't imagine that this is like an unfrequent thing, and it's just Star Wars having a big drop-off, if that's what's happening. You know?
To an exhaustion of collabs, we'll break down everything roasted this season and give it a valid or not. Like something...
I'm sure there's a lot of people who just don't like that fact that if you're not in the Star Wars, it's like this season's cooked for you, dude. Every gun is a Star Wars gun.
Things in Fortnite just don't make sense. Throw a shield bubble down to protect yourself, and you'll get obliterated by X-Wings. But when Godzilla laser beams you, you're perfectly safe.
Oh my God,
Fortnite
that's
kept
funny.
this around if they're gonna let this happen.
That's funny.
And everyone was super excited when Epic randomly announced General Grievous was in Season 3. Nobody saw this coming, and we were super hyped.
This skin looked really cool.
It was a secret skin. All right, I mean that's fine. We can wait it out. At least we'll get to fight him on the map. Right? Well, turns out Epic literally added him on this random mountain, and he's not even a boss you could fight. Instead, you're just
Bro, they gave him a sniper rifle. They gave old buddy a sniper rifle to fight him. It's kind of wild. Let me fix this boundary here. There we go.
handing him lightsabers to add to his collection, so fans wish it was just a little bit more exciting. But I'm still holding out hope they'll turn him into a boss when his skin releases.
They're not.
Now his skin also comes with a wrap, but it's completely pointless. We all know that the loot pool is blasters only, but this also means that every gun can no longer use rats. They all have unique models and skins which don't change no matter what. So
oh, that's right. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, they don't put any of your gun wraps on the gun. I didn't even think about that when I was playing. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. Like, I'm not like some kind of like skin hog, you know what I mean? I'm not like some nutcase for skins. I've never been.
So every wrap in your collection is worthless this season.
I mean, it's just for a limited time, you know?
Like, you can't even use the new ones in the past until it's over. But I don't think there's any way.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, you're selling skins they can't even use until the season's over. It's kind of wild. That's kind of odd.
Fortnite could save the most hated music pack of all time. In the Battle Pass, they threw in an original song called Where My Wookiees At.
What?
There are so many amazing songs that Epic has created, so when you see them dropping this in the past, you know they made it bad on purpose. And while some fans are laughing at it, others love how crazy it is. When I asked you guys what is missing from this season, I saw a ton of you request an item that feels like the biggest missed opportunity.
Speeders? Oh, yeah, speeders have been cool. But you know what, though? I mean, if you added speeders and just take out the cars, just, you know, basically just instead of cars, just make it a speeder. That would have been better.
Fortnite have vaulted all of the motorbikes on the island, which sucks because they could have cashed in on something even more insane, speeder bikes. Think about it. Imagine getting around on these things compared to jumping in the same cars we've had for multiple chapters. In fact, you guys all agree that Fortnite should have replaced cars with exclusive Star Wars vehicles.
Even like the ones from Tatooine that Luke rides in, that tan and red one, that would have been cool too.
The only problem is now that SUV and sports cars.
But then you wouldn't be able to use all your car shit you paid for. All your car skins would be cooked too, dude. Oh man.
Skins exist, we will never have a season without them again because then we just complain we can't use the cosmetics we bought. There is no explanation for the single biggest problem with Star Wars. After 8 years of asking and half a dozen Star Wars events, we now finally have an entire season dedicated to it. And yet, Fortnite still has not added lightsaber pick.
An ad? All right. What the hell is this? Steel Hunters. This Transformers game? We're just gonna watch the trailer for a game in the middle of Bro, this looks pretty dope. What the hell is this, man?
pickaxes. Obviously, I was going to talk about this because the entire community is fed up. For most of us, this...
Bro, they're waiting for that, man. They're waiting until player count is low, and then they're going to bring in lightsaber pickaxes.
Is the final chance for Epic to add these, and the fact they didn't makes us think it is clearly not their decision at this point. Something is stopping them from releasing the most anticipated cosmetic of all time, and I'm guessing it has to do with Disney's rules. They couldn't even add Darth Vader into the game without making him kneel instead of dying, so Disney must have some crazy restrictions on lightsabers, and that's probably why we'll never get them. Instead, we're doomed to get items like this for the rest of eternity. Yeah, it's a death...
What the fuck is that, dude?
Star on a stick. You would think after years of laughing at Epic giving us ridiculous pickaxes, they would at least come up with clever ways to work around it. But no, they're still just gonna get clowned by the players. People have even started to draw fan art of this thing as a goofy lollipop. Not only are they refusing to give us lightsaber pickaxes, but they won't even make them an emote. Mace Windu arrived this season, and while most people made fun of his pickaxe, calling it the Windu Whacker, we at least got a lightsaber and
the Windu Whacker?
Well, it turns out a closer look at the icon reveals it's a sword, so he was training with this. I mean, come on, Fortnite, a stick.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
a
they
Jedi
definitely have
master.
some kind of like
now,
Disney
there are
definitely
some things that Epic are trying to learn their lesson from. Remember UFOs and how powerful they were? Or even storm wings. They don't have the greatest reputation when adding ships, so when they decided to make X-Wings
I like this because it's fucking this building stuff, bro. Back before they had no build, I loved the planes, bro, because it fucked every builder. I can't even stand building.
Problem is, now fans are disappointed because these things are super weak. In fact, within a few hours, Epic had already nerfed their damage, and it's insanely easy to shoot them down. Thanks to people having unlimited ammo, they could just blast ships out of the sky without thinking about it. In the previous chapters, we'd have to make sure we didn't waste our ammo shooting at UFOs, but now you could just spray and pray. Some fans want Epic to give them more health, but I'd say that's very controversial. Yeah,
with the unlimited ammo, it's really cooked.
The other thing that they want is more X-Wings and TIE Fighters on the map. Right now, they're pretty hard to find if someone else got them before you. And if we had more of these flying around,
because you don't really find more. I've driven one a little bit. I don't know how dogfights would work, but yeah, that's like I didn't even see anybody flying around, you know.
Common, and that would be really cool. But right now,
I never changed my title.
With how weak they are and hard to find, hardly anyone is wasting their time looking for one. It's just not worth it. Here's a problem that Epic didn't even think about. Obviously, with blasters taking over the whole season, Fortnite had to remove ammo boxes. But these didn't just contain ammunition. People opened these because they had guaranteed minis inside.
They had some juice up in there, huh?
A lot of people are struggling to find quick heals now more than ever.
I appreciate that.
And of course, that leads me to one of the biggest criticisms of the whole season. One that I actually don't agree with. I asked you guys what is one thing you would change, and this answer was the overwhelming majority, the loot pool. With blasters confirmed to stay until next season, we have realized that using classic Fortnite guns is banned, and a ton of people aren't happy about it. It's easy to see everyone upset over the fact you can't even use
I was really surprised
anymore.
that they added only Star Wars guns. I was kind of surprised by that because I figured the community would really hate that. Like a lot of like the sweaty people are probably crashing out when they couldn't get their real guns, you know.
But I've also seen a ton of people really excited about it because it feels fresh and different.
Like it.
It's a
Star Wars has been so many reasons I'm playing this game. I would play this game.
But if you're not a fan of Star Wars, it's a lot to deal with. On the bright side, the season is only a month long, and there's always other modes to choose instead. What about if you like the fact that we have no bullets, but simply don't like blasters? It's also another huge argument from the fans who say blasters are just straight up overpowered. Despite the fact that literally everybody has them, every fight is turned into a simple question. Who shoots first? Pretty fitting for Star Wars, but in Battle Royale, it's not fun to get lasered out of nowhere.
So, you know,
Maybe the solution is just picking up a lightsaber and enjoying those instead. Except this has become another hated feature. That's because they're simply not strong enough. I gotta admit, I do agree with you guys on this one. Lightsabers are meant to be the strongest weapon in all Star Wars.
Season. I barely used them.
They just don't compete with blasters in Fortnite. You can block shots.
I remember when lightsabers first came out, dude. You could chop some people up with it, man. It was fun. I felt like I could block an entire clip of like the P90, the SMG P90. Like you could block a whole clip of it, and then you can move in on them and chop them up. Lightsabers feel so bad this season. Even last season they were pretty whack too. The only reason like they were really good last season is because you had like Maul's rock throw. Outside that, it's like that was the only way like you could damage them and then close the ground on them.
But then you realize enemies have unlimited ammo and will just wait for you to hit a
Oh yeah, the unlimited ammo definitely 100% cooks the lightsabers, dude. No reload time. Oh, I didn't even think about that until you said it. That makes it 100 times worse.
Epic hasn't balanced these to fight against blasters. They were already balanced to fight against normal weapons that had to reload, so the solution is just to make the sabers a little bit more powerful, or at least make them really good at blocking blaster shots.
Yeah, they really did fumble this, dude. They fumbled the mechanics of it.
Talking about that abomination in the battle pass, though. And I'm not exaggerating. A lot of fans actually do think Wookiee Team Leader is a horrible addition to the game. In a battle pass that's meant to lure Star Wars fans to spend money, Epic chose to put some of the best characters in the item shop instead. Like, we've been asking for Mace Windu, Darth Jar Jar, and customizable Mandalorians for years
I'm open to
now,
advice,
but all three of those guys
man.
are nowhere near the pass. Instead, spot was taken by a Team Leader reskin, something players are growing tired of. Especially because the very first tier of the pass is yet another reskin. Fans spend money on the pass and they don't even get an actual Star Wars character until they level up. But
yeah, when they put that skin, I was like, what is this, man? I was like, this ain't a Star Wars character or anything.
We'll say Eevee is an example of a mashup skin done well. In any case, disliking a cosmetic could always be subjective. Like, you gotta admit, everyone has their own taste. But there are some problems with Season 3 that are valid feedback. Everyone has pointed out that all of the Star Wars POIs...
As soon as I looked at the map, I said, what the hell is this, dude? Every time, I feel like every time they do a good POI, I swear it's on the edge of the map. And you land there, you get about 5 minutes to play there, and then not even 5 minutes. The only thing is that everyone lands there because if the bus is going across, you know, it's a hot drop. And then it's like in a few minutes, it's like you got to move out to some other generic place, you know.
Have been shoved into a different corner of the map. And I can see why Epic did this, to give each POI some room to breathe, but it's also resulted in people thinking, you know, this doesn't feel like a Star Wars season. It just feels like the previous map with a couple of bases on it.
The only thing that holds all together is the outposts here and there. They got little outposts on the road, which I really like. If you see my Fortnite live streams, I'll just sit there and camp and pretend to be a clone trooper. It's pretty funny.
Thanks to Epic deleting the loot pool, we have seen the amount of...
Another ad, okay. Three citadels on that hit. Listen to that dude got 3 citadels, my ass.
Mobility items drop from 8 to just 3 ways to get around. In the words of Ninja,
I'm not seeing enough movement.
In fact, they even got rid of parkour mechanics like wall kicking and breaking your fall with a roll, and we have no idea why. Now, I'm gonna...
I hate movement items in Fortnite. I hate the sword. Look, as much as I love Spider-Man and it was fun to swing around, I hated that swinging around crap, dude. I don't like the sword zipping. I don't like whatever other mechanics that they've had in there. I don't have a Discord. Whatever other movements crap they have in there, I can't stand it, dude. I can't stand the movement. It makes it so you can't have like a good fight. When there's no movements, you can have a nice fair trading, you know, you have a little bit more long distance battles. Whenever they have movement, you get the sweatiest dude grabbing a sword or the Spider-Man or whatever it is, fucking coming out of nowhere and drop shotting right on top of you with a shotgun. It's the most annoying way, man. That's why I can't play when there's movement stuff in there. When there's those zippy swords, it was so annoying, dude. It's like, I don't want to sit here and be forced to use a certain item just to win. You know?
I'm gonna try something different. When I make videos like these, everything's inside is based on real fan feedback. For this next one, I decided I have my own problem to nitpick. Epic, why? I'm just trying to get into the Millennium Falcon and it's a decoration. I have never felt so betrayed. All right, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast of what you guys want to change. Number 1 is Captain Phasma. And I gotta admit, it was pretty refreshing to see Fortnite give her the attention she finally deserves. In the films, Phasma was hyped up constantly as this cool stormtrooper with a hidden identity, only for them to cast her aside in every single scene. Well, fans were excited to use her in VR, and then realized Fortnite did the exact same thing. They threw Phasma into the Lego Pass and didn't give her anything else. No glider, no pickaxe, or even a backbling. But
Dang.
they probably would have screwed up the pickaxe. Even
Yeah, you're
storyline
about
fans
to
are
get a
demanding a change
black
because they're
pickaxe.
trying to do the quests only to be confused about how awkward they are. The whole structure of the new challenges is really hard to navigate, and people think it's too much and very messy. Then we have the disaster of Season 3's launch when they falsely advertised in the item shop. For the first hour, you can head into the store and notice they're selling 25 Battle Pass tiers, just like they do every season. So people bought it only to realize they got 10 tiers instead. Fortnite noticed their mistake and rushed to change the text in the shop, so now when you look it says 10. I can also understand why you've
Did they not like fix it for everyone who already bought it?
been complaining about things that haven't been changed, like Loot Island. This has remained the exact same since the beginning of Chapter 6, and fans are disappointed it's not Star Wars themed. Someone even suggested turning it into
They just like fuck everyone over who thought they were getting 25 battle pass levels and they only got 10. I mean, they give them like a partial refund or something.
Cloud City. Now that's a missed opportunity. And so is vaulting med grenades. There was basically no reason for Epic to get rid of these things, so people think it's because they didn't fit the theme of the season. My response to that is Fortnite should simply turn them into back bombs instead. I'm not sure why I'm not on payroll right now, Epic Games, but I could add so much value. Anyways, those are the 25 most hated things in the Star Wars season. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, then roast me, I guess. It's been Tom Equid here on Top 5 Gaming.
I mean, those are all good points. I mean, I agree with a lot of that stuff. It's all pretty understandable, a lot of his perspective stuff, you know. They did four POIs on the map just to get you in, you know, lure you in. They don't have to make you happy, they just gotta make you play. You know? Someone said lightsaber pickaxes not being available is the biggest letdown this season. Yeah, I mean, if they're throwing in goofy ass stuff like the Death Star on a stick, there's definitely some sort of Disney agreement that there's definitely some sort of agreement where they can't have a lightsaber pickaxe. It's probably because they feel like it might take away from their own Star Wars games. You know what I mean? As weird as it sounds, that might be what it is. You know, if you can run around always with a lightsaber in your hand, why go play a Star Wars game? Even though it's not really. You know what I mean, though? I guarantee that's what it is.